Hey, this is Doug Field along with my co-host Brent Macy, and welcome back to this segment of Healthcare Consumerism Radio. And, we've got a changing world out there that's, throws a lot of challenges at companies and other stakeholders as far as how they can effectively manage and administer their benefits. And technology plays a big, big role. And coming to us today representing a major global company in this space is Chris Wakely, Senior VP with Thomsons Online Benefits. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good to have good to have you with us, this morning, and really appreciate your time with us.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
You're a major global player. Maybe a lot of people in the U.S. don't know you yet, but you're a major global player, and it's interesting, with your position here and some of the things you're doing. Update the audience on Thomsons Online Benefits, and specifically then your initiatives here in North America.
Yeah, sure. So. Thomsons Online Benefits, just a short summary of who we are. So we're a business that specializes in global benefits management and employee engagement software. And really what that means is we help multinational organizations streamline how they manage all their benefit plans globally using our software. And also we help them in looking at how can we help you communicate all your benefit and reward plans in a globally consistent fashion, whilst taking account of cultural nuances across different countries, and also create an immersive and interesting experience for people that people will enjoy. Benefits are a very necessary thing, but this is all about creating a software experience where things are simple to do, and you can deliver pertinent and direct and targeted messages to people based on their own particular circumstances. So that's really who we are as a business. We're headquartered in London, England. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm from originally. You can probably hear that in my voice.
We can't tell you. Yeah, we can tell you.
So and we have offices in Romania, in Cluj, and Singapore, and in Northern California, just at the northern tip of Silicon Valley in a town called Burlingame. And I've been here since August. So I've still retained my English accent, but I'm sure, if we were to do this in a year, maybe my accent will be a bit further diluted.
Yeah. Well, Chris, good to have you. So certainly, the buzzword in the marketplace is engagement. Whether you're multinational, whether you're located around the corner as a business headquartered in Burlingame, so it's certainly engagement. Anything specifically that you guys are doing around engagement that you want to share with our audience, doing uniquely around engagement?
So I suppose that, and you're right, it is it's a big word, yeah. And used a lot. So certainly from our perspective, it's so important that you get software right, and it's been interesting since I've been here. We've had a real life example of actually, healthcare and benefits and software in this, and how you can get it wrong. And the government have shown us actually that you can take something that should be fantastic, but actually if the software and the experience is poor, it's not going to work. So it's been quite interesting because that's been obviously so high profile. So for us as a business, what we basically, when we're talking about engagement, certainly from a benefits and reward perspective, what we use our software for is about the ability to engage and communicate with people based on who they are or what they've done. And in effect, what I mean by that is you can use, like our software, for example, you live in, let's say you live in Sweden, yeah, and you've just got married. So your marital status changes. Now, at that point, you might not be thinking, well, how does this impact actually my reward and benefits plan in this particular country? But actually using software, as soon as our software, which is called Darwin, recognizes there's been a marital status change, it can be set up to immediately communicate that change, to the individual, and then reminding them actually how their employer's benefits plan can help them with that change. So reminding them it's worth getting their spouse and partner on the plan, mm-hmm, reminding them of some additional benefits that they may receive now that they have a change in status. They might want to up their travel insurance and life insurance, those sorts of things. So suddenly you're able to engage and communicate with people based on things that are actually happening to them, and it can be a unique and direct message for that individual rather than a one-size-fits-all. So that's one thing. And the next big change, really, certainly over the last 3 years, is mobile. Now, a lot of people, even in the sort of emerging markets, have smartphones and or tablets now. So actually the ability to deliver messages, through those mediums, you can get at and get to and communicate with people much more easily. And, online is now so much more ubiquitous as a consequence. So we've seen, a lot of retail organizations who traditionally find it difficult to communicate with staff because they're on the shop floor, they don't have access to computers, but using software based on changes to actually communicate through their smartphone, through the tablets they might have at home. So actually it is through this sort of the continual drive around mobile tools, actually engagement is becoming easier if you have the right software as a foundation. And that's certainly the big change that we've seen, certainly in the last 2 to 3 years.
Now, Chris, this is Brent. How do you bridge kind of the cultural divide that you might encounter being a multinational company with your solution? Yes,
that's a very interesting point. So we have a particular client, who are a high-tech firm, call themselves the Internet company, protective of their brand, but I'll say we have agreed a globally consistent brand and message for them. So no matter where you are in the world, the experience when you log in or when you've just been sent an offer letter and you can review your benefits and reward, the actual branding and the software that you're using is the same, because obviously it's ours. However, depending on where you are, so if you were to log in as a new starter in the UK, for example, actually, interestingly, the tone of the software is different in terms of the language that it uses and how it's structured, in that it actually has a sense of humor. And what I mean by that is the words that are used around the software and some of the communications have an edge of humor to them. And actually, our belief is as well, people like to be entertained. Even if you are delivering, corporate messages, Sure. It's important that you actually entertain people and they enjoy taking on the information that you're delivering. Now, actually, then, if you were to log into the same piece of software because you've just started in their German office, actually the brand and the experience would be the same. But interestingly, this is not me stereotyping. This is just the way that it was decided to go. The actual tone of the software is very serious because although they have a global brand, they recognize that the culture and the style of the organizations in the different countries are different. And, that's one of the things we work very closely on when we're working with multinational organizations, looking at the cultural nuances that those businesses have. And, it's especially sort of relevant, especially in businesses that are multinational who've acquired a lot of organizations. So a lot of the time when we're working with them, the first thing they want to do is just have this globally consistent brand. And then within that, they might have, cultural or language nuances Sure. Flowing down from there. But with the software, that allows you to actually split out how and where you communicate things. So we do a lot of work with our multinationals on things like personas. Mm-hmm. So who is it that works for you? What type of people, from your 22-year-old man or woman who's, fresh out of college, it's their first job, to someone like me, 42, entering middle age gracefully, I hope, 2 kids, a wife, a very homesick wife, I might add, I'm going to be interested in very different things to the 22-year-old me would be 20 years ago. So should I be communicated with differently and be communicated about different things? Yes, I probably should be. And the software allows you to say, well, if this guy's 42 and we can see he's got dependents, it should be this message. So it does allow you to to be more targeted in the way in which you can engage and communicate with people.
Hey, Chris, we've got about a minute to go. Time flies when we're having fun here. And I want you to be able to talk in 1 minute time a little bit about the collaboration with Benefit Focus as we kind of wind this down.
Sure. So what you have, Benefit Focus and us, we're like two cousins removed at birth in that when we found each other, we're both the same age as companies. We both have a total focus on using software to engage employees and streamline benefits management. But you have two businesses, one of whom has only ever focused on the U.S. domestic market, and the other one, us, who's only ever focused on the international market, except for the U.S. So actually it felt like a great collaboration for the first time that we could offer a truly global benefit solution to multinational organizations. So actually what you can set up now is you can take one feed from HRIS, we'll split the data, then whether you're in the US, you're using the Benefit Focus software, if you're internationally, you're using ours, and they have a very, very similar look and feel. And actually you can create a sort of a truly global scheme.
Interesting. Hey,
so, that's been a fantastic partnership for us.
All right. Hey, Chris, I appreciate it. Let our audience know how they can get in touch with you, please.
Yeah, so best way is, log on to our website, www.thomsons.com. As with all websites, there will be lots of buttons there that say contact us or get in touch. Just push one of those, and you'll come through straight to Thomsons, and we'd love to talk to you.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much for joining us on the program today. Hope you have a great weekend out there on the West Coast. And to the rest of our audience, please stay tuned for the next segment of Healthcare Consumerism Radio.
That's great.
Certification.